My name is Demi Bridges. I'm currently at the University of Salford studying exercise, physical activity and health. This presentation is part of an assignment for the module Practitioner Skills Development, where I look into a role and compare myself against that role and create a personal development plan. Firstly, I will look into the role and the skills required and compare myself and look at the areas that I will need to develop. The role that I'm interested in is being a PE teacher. I've spoken to my ex-teachers from school and college, and they have all spoke highly of this job role. I personally want to be a PE teacher because I want to pass my knowledge and my understanding and my interest of sport down to children. With the information from this job role, I'll be comparing myself and creating a personal development plan. I've done this by comparing myself against certain tests. Each of the tests will give me a profile of myself. The first test I've looked at is the Learning Style Test from Honey and Mumford questionnaire, which came back that was a reflector. The strengths of this is I'm a good observer, I think through problems very well, and I'm a good listener, which I feel is important being a PE teacher, as you'd have to listen to pupils with any problems and also staff. The Learning Style Test says that I was a visual learner. I feel like this is good because you're a creative person. But also being a PE teacher, I would have to understand other ways of learning, such as auditory and kinesthetic for other children that don't learn in a visual way. The next test that I looked at was Team Role Test from Belbin Team Role. This came back that was a complete finisher. This is a good result, I feel, because you ensure the team delivers every time. Deadlines are always met. As a PE teacher, I feel this is good, because you have to complete the curriculum in an allotted time and have structured sessions to ensure that every child learns. The negative of this is that you tend to rush through things, which again wouldn't be good in a lesson, as some children might not catch what you said. The next test that I looked at was the intelligence test from the Garner scale, which came back that I was bodily kinesthetic. I feel this is good because you construct physical examples. I think this is good as a PE teacher also because you do a lot of demonstrations in practical lessons, and you have to use your body as an explanation as well, for example, movement of joints. The negative of this is you have poor listening skills, which I feel I need to develop if I want to pursue a job in being a PE teacher, as you'd have to listen to children and staff. The next test that I looked at was the personality test, which said I was an introvert. I feel like this is a good result because you think through things very well, and you're a good communicator, and also capable of working independently, which I feel is important to be a PE teacher, as you would have to work independently, creating your own lessons. And the negative of this is that you're not very social or talkative, which I don't feel is important. Being a PE teacher is obviously not there for that reason. The next test I looked at was the emotional intelligence test, which said it was very high, which being a PE teacher I would feel is important, as if you have a quiet child in the classroom, I would be able to address them, see if there is an issue. If there is, be able to help them as best as I can. The next test that I looked at was a leadership test, which says I was delegative, which means I'm a people person, which I feel is good. If you had a class of 30, I feel I'd be cope very well with that. Good at giving feedback, whether that's verbal or written, and also as a negative I'd feel I'd have to have more authority. Obviously I would be leading by example as being a teacher. The next test I looked at was self-analysis test, which said I was come back interpersonal. I feel this is good as you're aware of your actions, which feels important being a PE teacher, and also you can relate to others too. So looking at the role of PE teacher, I've identified a number of different areas that I need to develop. Firstly, I'll need a degree, which I'm currently undergoing at the University of Salford, which lasts for 3 years. Next, I would need to complete a PGCE, which lasts 1 year. I've looked into this. I can do this at Manchester University, and I would start that in September 2016. While at Salford, I'll have to develop a number of problems that I've looked at, such as I'd have to renew my first aid qualification, as it's essential to have that being a PE teacher. I will also have to get some experience at my old high school. I feel this would be good experience for me, as I'd be first hand with a PE teacher. I will learn about session plannings and different learning styles, which again I said earlier needs to be improved upon. I will also develop communication skills and also my leadership skills. I could also join a coaching club, gain a level 1 qualification, as when I progress onto my PGCE this will look very good. Also, I'll be developing my interpersonal skills by working with a range of different children, which, as I said again earlier on, needs to be developed upon. So I can do this by experiencing this at my old high school. This has been my presentation for practitioner skills and development. I'll review my development plan in 3 years to see if see what I've achieved and what needs to still be achieved. Thank you for listening.